Okie dokie, how you guys doing? Today we are going to try, rather to demonstrate, a really cool tool and where I can pull a voice sample from a YouTube video and import it into VoiceBox and then generate a script and connect it to the voice and produce the same similar voice. Later, I'm going to assign that to a talking head. This example is going to use Kermit the Frog's voice. How does this go about? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and ask the AI for a famous speaker. I did that and came up with a bunch of different things. At the end of the day, I like Kermit the Frog, so I'm going to choose him. And then I went to YouTube and I went and searched for Kermit the Frog talking. And sure enough, here he is. Darn it. I shall stop and do this over again. Because I forgot that I need my microphone. You see, you probably can hear me a lot better now, which is a bummer. But at the same time, oh, look at how loud this is too. So we gotta drop this. Sorry about that, guys. This is horrible. I wish there was a way to, auto stop or restart. But that's okay. Let's just continue on. I'll just start from scratch. I could always copy and edit and delete that portion of it. So take two. Take two would start me with this being minimized, right? Because I'm going to bring it up like that. And talk about that. Okay, so, and then we'll go like this, and we'll go like this because we don't want to see any of that. When I edit Half-Life 2, transcribe, zip, halftime. Okay, cool, cool. Okay. All right, so here we go again. Take two. Hi, this is Jose, your friendly neighborhood vibe coder. Just kidding. That's the word that's being tossed around. Really, I don't know. I just know that I'm a technically minded person, and as I dabble and continue to evolve, I stumbled upon the latest and greatest that comes out. AI is now the thing, so I've just decided to try it, and from it, I've been able to expand and grow and develop certain applications. One of those things are going to be what I'm about to demonstrate right now, which is to being able to extract a voice from a YouTube video and inject it into an open source application called the Voice Box, and then generate a transcript and connect it together to being able to produce an audio of that speaker. I've done this already with other speakers that you're not going to be familiar with, so I'm not going to show you that. But I'm sure Kermit the Frog is a very well known frog. So let's go ahead and begin. Here is my to do list. Number one is to ask the AI for a famous speaker. And of course, I did that with Kermit the Frog being not one of the ones on the list, however, one that I am very familiar with. And I felt that that would be a good example. Finally, after that, we're going to go ahead and find that character or speaker on YouTube. We're going to copy the URL link. I'm going to put it into the audio pull app that I developed that allows me to be able to pull out so many seconds from a certain part and then also automatically transcribe that audio that is needed by VoiceBox. And then if it doesn't sound all that good, I'm going to go ahead and process it through the Adobe Audio Podcast Enhancer. After I extract that, I'm going to go ahead and import it into the VoiceBox and create the profile. Part two is going to be to ask the AI to create a 30-second comedy skit about its own voice profile. In this case, Kermit the Frog is going to say some jokes. We're going to go ahead and copy that script into the voice box and then generate it and see what happens. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and bring up the YouTube and show you that I've already done some of this work to kind of save some time. And so I did search for Kermit the Frog talking, and I see that he is talking here.
And
And
now
so,
for another Muppet Thought.
as we can see here,
Dreams are how we figure out where we want to go. Life is how we get there.
okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and share and copy this URL link, which I already have here, but I'll go ahead and copy it. And now I'm going to go and launch my audio tool. So I developed this little application using Claude. And what I do here is I go ahead and paste the URL here and hit download. Once I hit download, what? Oh, let me try this one. Maybe there was an issue there. Let's see here. Control C. Nope. Copy. starts the process, and oh, interesting, the video is not available. Is that right?
And now for another Muppet Thought of the Week.
So if I hit share, copy this, and then I go to my audio, and I go here, and I do Control V, and I download that. Interesting, interesting. So, okay, this worked with another one that I know for sure did, and that was with the church that I go to, Marine Valley Church. I was able to, let's go ahead and search for it. And then let me scroll down, and this is our pastor of this church, and let me look at other videos, and let me see if I can find someone else who's I haven't been able to produce yet. Do. Let's see here. Okay, we'll try one of these testimonies. Our story is a finding connection. We'll try. Oh, let's try this man right here.
Of the voice and the fact that George's boss wanted to see him, that's
All right, we're gonna try this guy. Copy. So it must be copyrighted. There must be something going on there. So I'm able to pull this one down, and this would be a great example. Um, that's Ron Ovitz. He attends our church and teaches on emotional resilience. A very, very intelligent man. And so it would be an honor to replicate him. But at the same time, sad because I really wanted Kermit. I even had produced a script here to show, make a self-focused 30-second comedy skit as if Kermit the Frog was making fun of himself, and it did that. I wasn't too crazy about that one. So then I said another one funnier. Look up his material if you need help, and then went ahead and did that, and produced something a little bit more expanded. I was like, that's cool. So I was gonna go ahead and try that. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that using Ron Ovid's voice anyways, just to play with that. So now we'll go back to the audio pool, and it's finished downloading. As you can see here, it now has this timeline. If you press play,
true. I could feel the anxiety just finishes and it stops to having to
so I'm gonna find a spot where he's talking,
listen.
right there maybe, and then I'm gonna go ahead and increase the time that I want to about 28 seconds, and then from there I'm gonna go ahead and create the clip. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see that the clip has been created. And if I click on transcribe the voice, it should automatically transcribe that from that starting point up to 28 seconds to match the amount of the clip that I'm specifying. And so as soon as that comes up, which should be in a few seconds, we should be good. While that's happening, and I'll go ahead and move that over to this screen as it's processing, and launch VoiceBox just to get that going. And so there it is. And those are some examples of some characters that I've created. Down here, you can see the script has already gone ahead and transcribed the WAV file rather. And so we'll go ahead and save the WAV file rather than MP3. WAV just works the same. So I'll go ahead and click save. And then I need to dump this somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this into this downloads directory. And actually, yeah, downloads directory. And we'll go ahead and give this Ron Ovid, and then hit the save button. And now if I come over to the voice box, I can say create voice. And then I'm gonna go ahead and upload the voice, and we're gonna go to voice box, audio pool, downloads. Where is Ron Ovid? Oh, did I not put this in the right place? Let's see. Down is there a download or no? Let's see. This where did I save this? Gemini. No. Okay. Save. And it was saved under audio pool downloads. Okay. Audio pool downloads. And I don't see it. It's 104. It must be this one here. But let's confirm that. So we'll go to the let's play. Okay, so we'll go to the street drive here, and I'm going to go to transcribe. Then we're going to go to not transcribe. That is a different application. Voice box, and then we're going to go to audio pool, and then we're going to go to downloads, and Ron Ovitz is right there. But you see, it's not seeing it. And it does see WAV files. Oh, geez. Uh, bro, like I need new glasses. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open that. Apologize for that. That was crazy. And then we are going to cancel that, and we're going to go ahead and grab this transcript, this transcription here. Copy that and paste that in here. And then we're going to call this Ron Ovid. And then we're going to click on save. So we now have a Ron Ovitz profile. And all I got to do is now go to Kermit, and I'm going to go ahead and have it process the script. I'm going to put that in here. And then we're using QN3 TTS 1.7B as the learning model. And then we're going to go ahead and hit this button to start processing it. And as you can hear, this wheel is spinning. Now, depending on how long this is, it's going to take however long that is. You can see that I've got one that's 42, 28, 37 seconds, 24 seconds as I was testing some of these things. So while that is processing, what I need to start working on is looking for a Kermit the Frog photo, right? And then search for that. It's like it's taking, why is it taking a while? Oh, I think it's probably because of my processing. Let me try to go to google.com and then paste. Okay, here we go. All right, so I need to find a really nice of him so that we can have him speaking. And I kind of like that one. Or this one. Or even this one's kind of cool. But we will probably do this one. So we're going to right click, save image as, and we will put that here. Kermit the Frog 1, because I know there's going to be a couple of them that I might need. And at the same time, I am not nuts about the format that was used to save that. This is crazy. Maybe if I go like this, does that get bigger? Yeah, it does. Okay, maybe we could do this. I mean, this is just for testing purposes, so I'm not really gonna do anything with this. I'm not gonna make any money on it or nothing like that. So let me go ahead and select my capture and select him. And then we'll do a file save as. And I'm gonna say it's a PNG. I'm gonna say Kermit the Frog. put that here in the downloads. Save it there. So this thing is still going. It's been a little while now, but you know that's the name. That's the name of the game. There's times in where generation of content takes a while for it to process and to produce the final version of something. And this is one of those instances. And I will tell you that it is slowing my system down quite a bit.
Looking for a
Oh,
place where
there
you
it is.
truly belong, in a world that often feels disconnected, you don't have to walk alone. Welcome to Moraine Valley Church. We are a family of believers rooted in God's Word.
Okay. I totally got confused. I had thought that I had chosen the wrong profile. That is not the case. After starting to listening to it, I was like, oh, okay, I accidentally pressed one of these existing ones as my sample. So it's still doing its thing, and I've gone ahead and I've done this here. And what I'm looking for now is, let me see if I can find it. I'm looking for, I think it's called HeyGen. HeyGen, yeah. So if we go to HeyGen, right, here's HeyGen. I used to play with this a while back, and I don't know if I, what, okay. Um, you have 3 videos left. Oh, this might work. This might work. Okay. I think there's a way to go ahead and generate a new one. I've done it before. Here, my avatars, you see? So I just got to figure out how to add a new one. It's been a while that I haven't used this tool. So it's, oh, let's just go to avatars here. Maybe there's a avatar, improve avatar, new look, upload look. Okay, so we'll do this. And we'll say new avatar. And now create the new avatar. We're gonna clone off a real person, create a virtual. Okay, let's go with this one. And it says that I need to get creator +1 avatar in order to pay for that. We're not doing that. Upload photo. Let's say this is the one. We're gonna go to select Kermit the Frog, and he is found on the C drive, on the voice box, on the audio pool, on the downloads. Kermit the Frog. Just open him up, and there he is. And we're gonna go ahead and upload him. And then it says photos are ready to create a look for your avatar. You can proceed. Okay, so continue. And then what do you want to name your avatar? And there is a slowness that is happening right now. My computer has completely stalled. You probably are not seeing what's happening right now. Okay, and I'm just gonna minimize that as it's doing its thing. It's a long one. We hope that. Let's close this off. I don't know what happened there. So we'll say Kermit the Frog. Jesus. Um, unspecified. Unspecified. Um, go with Hispanic and continue. You have exceeded your limit of 3 avatars. Really? Okay. Back, back, cancel. Let's see if I can delete any of these avatars. Let's delete.
Hi ho, it's me, Kermit the Frog, and today I realized something. I am the only frog I know with a calendar, anxiety, and Wi Fi. Like, what am I doing? Other frogs are in ponds living free, eating bugs. Meanwhile, I'm here scheduling reminders like 3 p.m. Exist gracefully. I wake up every morning like stay positive, Kermit. Then I check my emails and suddenly it's hi ho stress. Also, can we talk about my voice? I sound like I'm smiling even when I'm panicking. Inside chaos, outside yay. And the collar, this is not fashion. This is permanent emotional confetti, people say, Kermit. You're so calm. No, I just blink slowly so no one sees the crisis loading behind my eyes. Honestly, I'm a frog who hosts shows, manages drama, sings about rainbows, and dates a diva pig. At this point, I'm not living. I'm multitasking emotionally.
And that was the output. That is Ron Ovid's voice. However, if you notice, it just kind of beats through it. It doesn't pause. It doesn't have that flavor of like trying to be funny. There's no tone to it. It's not all that great. I wasn't too crazy with that. But I'll give you some examples of some other ones that were made, just so that you can see. We have.
The question isn't God, where are you? The question is, am I looking for where God is? Every morning, new faithfulness, new mercies, new compassions. Every morning. This isn't just a biblical concept, this is logical.
In the valley of grace, in the heart of our valley where the faithful gather, there's a refuge of grace where the Spirit is present, a community of believers with doors wide open where the Word is our anchor and Christ is our guide.
So that sounds really good though, because I actually recorded his voice off of something he was doing. It was a sermon, and then I wrote a sermon-like script, so it just blends perfectly to his tone, since he's already coming off that way. So it does have its privileges or advantages based upon what you're trying to get done with it. Let's see what else. So I went ahead and deleted some profiles there. You see the avatar profiles? Oh, here they are. Let me go ahead and delete some of these. Can I delete? Yes, I can delete. Let's delete that. Let's delete this one. Let's delete these. It's pretty good. I like that picture. Maybe I won't delete those. Let's go over here to this one. No, I'll delete this one. And I will delete this one. Okay. Here we have these. Let me delete this. Okay. That should be pretty good. Now let me go ahead and upload a new look. We'll do a new avatar. Upload photo. Got the frog. Upload. Continue. Kermit the frog. I am going to find a Kermit the Frog voice, because I do gotta see that happen. And that should be it. Let's go ahead and continue. And now it's asking for a voice. Now, the new voice would be the one that I would be able to provide it, and I have not yet produced one. So let's see if we get lucky and we find a Kermit the Frog voice link that works. We're gonna try that one more time. Kermit the Frog talking. Okay, and now we're gonna go, maybe not go to the Muppets or Sesame Street, but some other link that is not associated with some licensing company. How about this one?
What about this character, Jim Henson?
He seems to have his hand in a lot of things around here.
Movie as the Vincent up there, and Jim. Just
out of all of us, and sort of hallmark, talked about leadership.
This one. So let's see if this would work. I'm gonna go ahead and copy it, and then I'm gonna go to my audio, and I am going to reset this, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that and download that and see if that works. And sure enough, it does. So we're gonna be good. Now we're gonna go ahead and find where he's talking.
Henson up there, and this would have been Jim Henson's 75th birthday. This is Jim. Just
I would say.
We'll start there, and we're gonna go ahead and give this a 29-second clip. Create the clip. There it is. We're gonna go ahead and save that. We'll translate, and then we'll save the wave, and we'll call it Kermit the Frog. And it'll be saved as Kermit the Frog wave file. And now it's transcribing. So we'll go back to voice box. And create a new voice. Upload Kermit the Frog wave file. Grab the sample. Paste it. Type in Kermit the Frog. I don't know if this would work, but funny tone. It would be nice if it had an ability to actually tell it what style of feedback you want based upon the tone or whatever it is that is being spoken about. But we'll go ahead and create that profile. And we now have a Kermit the Frog profile here. And we've just selected him. You can see he's being generated with the Kermit the Frog voice. And I'm going to go ahead and create another one of these, but I'm going to make it a little bit shorter because that just took a while. How long was that? Let's see. Let's make this bigger. So that was a 52 seconds. It's 52 seconds of audio, and it took that long. So I'm going to go ahead and say create another one, another skit half the length, right? Half the length, and see what comes up here. This is just for an example, so I just want to keep it short to see if it actually works. Hi ho, it's me, Kermit the Frog. I realized something today. I give great advice to everyone except myself. I'll be like, stay calm, believe in yourself, follow your dreams, and then 5 minutes later I'm panicking because I sent a text that just says, okay. Just okay? Now I'm thinking, was it too short, too aggressive, too frog? And why do I always look calm? I'm not calm. I just freeze emotionally like a Windows computer from 2003. Externally, compose frog. Internally, dial-up noises. So weird. It's like ChatGPT is weird because it always produces jokes that are technology type based, like Wi-Fi stuff and Windows stuff. And so I'm gonna ask it again. Another do not reference technology in the joke. And let's see what happens. So Kermit walks on stage. He says, "Hi ho, it's me, Kermit the Frog. You ever try to be emotionally mature and still be dramatic on the inside? Because that's my whole personality. On the outside, I'm like everything is fine. On the inside, I'm thinking This is a lot for a frog. I sing about rainbows and inner peace, but the second something slightly awkward happens, I replay it in my head for the rest of my life. And people say, Kermit, you're so patient. I'm not patient. I just sit very still and hope the situation resolves itself. Honestly, I don't overreact. I just quietly panic with dignity. Again, I just think that's just too emotional, too personal. So let me tell it that. Too emotional, too personal, too personal. Not funny. Try again. Hi, Holcomb with the Frog here. I've been doing some self-reflection lately, which is hard because my eyes firmly are pointing forward. I can't even side-eye my own decisions. Also, let's be honest, I'm a frog who wears a collar made of triangles, not a tie, not a scarf, just decorative lettuce. And I live in a swamp, but I host shows, manage chaos, and somehow I'm still the responsible one. How did that happen? I'm the only one here without pants. People say I'm a natural leader. I'm not leading, I'm just walking in front and hoping everyone follows so it looks intentional. Okay, okay, we could work with that. We could definitely work with that. So we'll copy that and we will paste that here and we'll process it and let that happen. And while that is going on, I'm gonna take a look at my messages to make sure there ain't nothing of any concern. This is everyone on the data set group. Okay. All right. All right. So it's gonna take a little bit for that to finish up. In the meantime, I will go ahead and give you uh, another or a sneak peek of a project I'm working on called Triscribe. And here in Triscribe, I continue to add more and I'm trying to enhance a certain skill, a skill on how to produce meeting minutes based on transcripts that I get out of Otter when I record them, and then applying a skill that I've trained it, trying to produce the meeting minutes through a built-in application rather than using Claude for desktop, which is what I was natively using. So this is the um, oh, you see how it says trying to connect. That's because it's not running. So let me clear the screen and launch it. It's currently the church governance modernization platform, specifically designed for my use. And I'll minimize this, and there it is. And I'll go ahead and log in now as admin. Um, admin is the password for now because it's default. And then we're gonna go to minutes, and we're gonna open up this minute right here and take a look. And oh my God, it is perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. I was having some issues where when I was processing the meeting minutes, it was giving me a generic output. It wasn't really going in deep and really producing a real document with true details to what transpired. Joe Brasford led the opening prayer, inviting others to join. Okay, okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. And we don't need to go into all these details. I'm pretty much familiar with them because we've done this. This is seeing what's going on. Just go look at the pipeline. The pipeline shows that it parsed, data was detected, agenda extracted, elements. Okay, boom, boom, boom. That's awesome. And then here, I had. Okay, so that was the actual agenda, and this is the transcript of the meeting minutes. And sadly, I actually have a pipeline illustration here that shows you how it's going through it, but apparently when it's finished, it just disappears. That's okay, because then this is what I want, is the actual output. Why? Because now I can save these minutes, I can export this as a doc, and let's try that. So we're going to export this as a doc, and I'm going to put this where it belongs. So it's going to be in my documents, Moraine Valley Church, February, and I'm going to call this 001, so it's easy to see when I go to find it. 001 dash, let's like that. And we'll, let's get this little dash out of here. That's incorrect, and hit save. And now if we go to, oh, there it is. If we open this, there is 001, and there's the document. Very, very, very nice. And if I was to view this, view this into a single pane, a single page, right here, one page, and then I just go ahead and zoom in. A former received. Okay, what I'm not. Okay, so oh, I see. All right, that works. It's just that audio is processing, so every now and then it gets bugged out, so it pauses. But opening prayer. Wow, I went from okay, what? Okay, so this doesn't make any sense, guys. If you take a look here, it starts off with number 2, the attendance. Number 3 is the call to order, the quorum. Um, However, that is not necessarily all.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. I've been doing some self-reflection lately, which is hard because my eyes are permanently pointing forward. I can't even side-eye my own decisions. Also, let's be honest, I'm a frog who wears a collar made of triangles, not a tie, not a scarf, just decorative lettuce, and I live in a swamp. But I host shows, manage chaos, and somehow I'm still the responsible one. How did that happen? I'm the only one here without pants. People say I'm a natural leader. I'm not leading. I'm just walking in front and hoping everyone follows so it looks intentional.
That's fantastic. I love that. Okay, so now that that's complete, we can go ahead and try to see if we can export that. Is this how this works? Nope. Let's see. We're still learning. We're still learning. Okay, here we go. Oh, here. Right here. Export audio. And that's going to be a WAV file. So we'll go ahead and put that in the same place. So we're not all over the map. We're going to go to the voice box. And we're going to go to audio pool. And we're going to go to downloads. And we'll just call it 001. So we're not. So it's on top of the list. And then we'll save that. And now we're going to go to Hey Gen. And we are going to new voice. Third party voice. Coming soon, your API key. I don't know what this is. 11 labs. I have an 11 labs. Interesting. But that is not what we want. We want to upload our own voice. Here, my voices. And then we say new voice under my import voice clones. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. And then we could just drag and drop or copy the file of Kermit the Frog. And are we having the same problem? Are we having the same problem? See. Are we having the same problem? It looks like it's. Did I put that there or did I put it on uploads? Nope. Let's try that again. Export audio. And let's just hit save. This is the first time that I tried to export. Oh, again, I see what's happening. For whatever reason, it's not changing it or saving it via that name. I'll tell you what I mean by that. If you go to created here, let's go here and then say, hey, I want to see created. You can see that this was created at 8. Ooh. Kermit the Frog. What is going on? That's weird. Let's try that again. There it is. So it's this one or this one. Let's see.
I would say that was his.
No, that's not it. It's this one.
I would say that was his sort of hallmark. He knew how to get the best out of.
That's bizarre. That's so bizarre, dude. That's so bizarre. Let's try to save this somewhere else. Put it in the temp folder. Temp. Oh, I don't have a temp folder. Okay, that's a great one. This will tell me for sure if this gets saved or not, because now it's in its own little folder. And it's not there, so it's not working. That's the problem. Okay. Let's see if I say export package. If that works, and we'll put that in temp folder. And let's see if that is here. No, it's not here. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to get the big guns out. Here we have VoiceBox, and VoiceBox is what made that application, but VoiceBox is the directory in where I have my audio pool program. And so it knows about this application. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it I have just created a sample audio and I am trying to download it, right? I'm trying to download it via the three dots. And one thing that I always do is this and then do a what is it? An Alt F9 or a yeah, I think it's no, it's function F9. This gives me oh darn it, I chose the wrong thing. Let's do it again. And you know, we're not perfect. We make mistakes as humanity. And we'll grab this guy. And then I will then paste that here, right? Control V, there it is. So that it can look at it via these three dots, and neither neither the export audio or export package works. I am able to choose the folder to download it in. In this case, that was in the C:/temp folder, and it never saves. Can you look into this and let me know what is going on and if you can fix it? So you got to talk to it very naturally, very calm and cool and collective. And let's go ahead and hit the submit button there, and it will now think about that. Let's see if it responds pretty quickly with what it is that it will find. Let's see here. I'd rather I could upload the sample of the original voice that I pulled out of him talking and just use that WAV file for it. But at this point, I invested too much into trying to export this audio, which is very important to be able to do. Hello. Why? See. Let me be right back. So which one am I gonna see? On the current generation. Okay? So founding. The found. Let us pause this for a second. It said so it's failing signing when writing file after it's saved download has a button file download callback gets the older path but doesn't and file name writes file with error permission path workaround you can use right now directly API path. The export works fine via the backend. For example, open this in browser download path. Really? I left test copy this. Interesting. Since this is a bug in the compiled voice box, it's the binary not something I can edit. I need to import it to the voice box developer. Wanting to build an export feature, we need to add it for UI so you have a convenient workaround for downloading generations from voice box history. Do you see how crazy this thing is? Do you see this? I actually downloaded this application from GitHub. It's an open source application. And even though I'm having some difficulties with that application, if Claude was not around, I could not orchestrate it to actually create these workarounds. And I would have been stuck and I would have never been able to use the software. It's just another level. So let's look at the C temp and see if these two bots are now there. And sure enough, they're there. Let's try and open it up.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. I've been doing some self-reflection lately, which is hard because my eyes are permanently pointing forward. I can't even side-eye my own decisions. Also, let's be honest, I'm a frog who wears a collar made...
Perfect. There it is. It worked. I'm going to go ahead now and switch over to this link because I'm curious if I actually can get to it. Copy. Let's bring up Chrome. Boom. Incredible. Just incredible. All right. Let's continue on with what we're trying to do. Let's go ahead and upload this audio file. And we know now it's in the temp folder, so we'll go ahead and save this guy. Oh, I would like to rename that. Don't like it like that. So let's go ahead and do a little rename, call it Kermit the Frog. And now I'll upload that. It's in the C drive under temp. And okay. And I don't know what happened. It's not working. But like this is another example. Like, come on, software. What's up? You know, like what's up? How long is this? It said something about let's make sure that we're meeting quota. Select the voice. Okay, said. What is going on? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It is. It does have this.
Hey there, here's how.
Nope, we don't want that. We want voices, and we want a new voice, and we want to do a instant voice clone, and it says 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So let's see the length of this one. So if you want to know what a length of something, just right click on this thing and just click on length. And this is way less than 2 minutes. So this should be good. This should be good. See if I can drag and drop it. Okay, so that's default. The file upload cannot be complete. Please try again. File upload failed. Record in a quiet place, professional microphone. Speak clearly and enunciate each word. About 2 minutes. Maybe it's too short of a length of a video. So let me go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to give this to Claude via the Visual Studios voice box. And I'm going to say, I am trying to upload the Kermit the Frog.wave file that is about, what is it, 29 seconds? That's because that's what it needs to be. Oh, actually not really. 29 seconds. Okay. Am I getting this error because it is too short, or is it something else? And it's going to go ahead and try to find out. Oh, stop. I forgot to mention. Damn it. That's out of here. I forgot to mention that that screen is from HeyGen. It is called HeyGen. I'll just copy this. That way it can kind of get put back onto the rail that it needs to be on. It tends to derail if you're not very specific about what you're asking for. So as you can see here, I never mentioned anything about where the screen is coming from, and the screen itself doesn't necessarily give you a clue of that as well. So at this point, by being able to tell it that, it goes ahead and it starts to acknowledge such things, such as, let's see here, yeah, right here, HeyGen's instant voice clone. That's likely the issue. So it says this is a 16 hertz, that format. See here. So, here, look, create the original copy and upsample it to 44K hertz. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Like, it just automatically will handle these things. Kermit the Frog now is ready at 44 kilohertz. So let's go ahead and try that one first. If that doesn't work, then I can go ahead and try the 24 kilohertz file. So let's see which one is the one. And there it is right here. Okay, so we'll try this one first. File cannot be completed, try again. Okay, now let me try the bigger, the 44K. And neither of those work, so this has got to be something else. Let's see if it would know that. Any other ideas? I might have to go back to the downloads and let's see. Let's try this. Let's try this. We're gonna go to C drive. We're gonna go to VoiceBox, audio pool, downloads, and we had.
What about this character?
And in a lot of things around here.
And this would have worked.
About leadership. I would say that was his.
Tell me about Jim. What was he like?
Well,
Okay, cool. So let's just edit this file. We're just gonna go ahead and open this file with Audacity. Right. So we'll go ahead and say edit, open with. Oh, that doesn't work. So we'll go ahead and launch Audacity. And 143.
What about this character?
Tell me about Jim.
Yeah, 143. So we'll select this guy. Okay.
One of my favorite scenes in the new movie is as the camera's passing down Hollywood Boulevard. There's a little picture of Jim Henson up. Worked with Jim. Tell me about Jim. What was he like?
Okay, what about here?
Tell me about Jim. What was he like?
Okay, right here. So we'll delete this.
well, you talked about leadership. I would say that was his sort of hallmark. You know, he knew how to get the best out of all of us, and he certainly. Well, I can say he raised me to new heights. But he was a terrific guy, and he was always around. And I have no idea what he did. He was just there.
He was just there.
You know? I don't get it, but
He was just keeping an eye out, wasn't he?
He was just there.
So that's gonna be 23 seconds of an audio. So let's go see if that works. We'll go ahead and export this guy onto my computer, and it'll be an MP3 file. Let's go with that's a WAV file. It's fine. We'll go ahead and put it onto the C drive. Actually, we'll put it in the temp folder, and we'll call it Kermit sample. Let's see if it takes that. I mean, the other one was actually generated. This one. What the? Oh, I gotta export it. Wow. Record in a quiet, so clearly. File uploaded. That is not working. Oh, they're looking for they're looking for any kind of format though. Hmm. Hey, no. What's that?